Schwartzy, Schwartzy, you give me so much joy. Schwartzy, Schwartzy, I'm your Jewish.
And that brings me to a third area of contrast. One of the things, and I was thinking about on the plane on the way down here, I live in Seattle with my family, and when I was flying down today, I was trying to think about what is the very essence of the Academy Awards, particularly the acting awards. And what happens here is that people are getting honored for pretending to be something they are not. Think about it. That's what a good actor does. And I've had the experience of interviewing some of the most effective and famous and accomplished actors in the world. And people like Daniel Day-Lewis, who is a phenomenal actor. By the way, he's Jewish. Does everyone know that? Wait. This is a little off the subject. His grandfather was a Rav from Lithuania on his mother's side. His mother was, both of her parents were Jewish. So Daniel Day-Lewis, whose father was the poet laureate Cecil Day-Lewis of Great Britain, is technically, I don't think he wants to be counted in a million, but he's also married to Arthur Miller's daughter, which is another story. But Daniel Day-Lewis doesn't know who he is because he becomes the people he plays. He is a very serious, intense actor. And he enters into these, and offset, he will often maintain the accent and the behavior and the twitches that he creates for his characters. That's true for so many wonderful actors. You become someone else. And in the process, and every good actor talks about this, you lose part of yourself. In Yiddishkeit, in the work of the High Center, it's not a question of trying to pretend to be someone that you're not. It's trying to find who you really are. And not to put on a projection of someone else's life, but to find the core and the essence and the pintele yid, the essential, irreducible element that makes you Jewish and makes you authentic. And let me then relate this very directly to Rabbi Schwartz and the work of the High Center before we can all go home, finish our desserts, finish with the silent auction, and go see who won the Academy Awards. I relate this to the work of the High Center because of my personal experience. I met Rabbi Schwartz very briefly, for the first time, but very memorably, in 1971. And then for many, many years thereafter, we kept bumping into each other. Let me describe the situation to you. In 1971, I was in the middle of my political speechwriter phase. I had just been a head speechwriter for the Democratic nominee for U.S. Senate in Connecticut. I really had no religious involvement at all. I grew up, my parents were members of a conservative congregation in San Diego, California. I went away to college, I went away to Yale. And very soon after going away to New Haven, I stopped coming home for Passover. And basically, there was I would fast on Yom Kippur. That would be about the extent of my Jewish commitment. But my Jewish commitment was very, very small, and then through a combination of, well, it was actually because of a confrontation with my parents over a Roman Catholic girlfriend, I began becoming somewhat more interested in Yiddishkeit, and for the first time in about 6 months, I came home. And then I came home again. And at the time that I came home again, my late uncle, who was born in Ukraine in 1905, my Uncle Moish, who was a wonderful, wonderful man. He passed away in 1975. This was 1971. In any event, he was not religious also, but he was fiercely Jewish. And he was thrilled that I was at least a little bit more interested. And he said, I got special tickets for us. I'm going to take you to an event that you want to go to. And I said, and I dreaded this because it sounded like it would be something awful. It was an event at the Scottish Rite Auditorium, and it was called An Encounter with Chabad. And I said to my Uncle Moish, what is Chabad? Because I didn't know. I mean, this was not something with which I had any kind of, I knew what Lubavitch was from a different contact, but the whole idea of Chabad in California, 71 was a long time ago. And my uncle said, you're going to like it, you're going to like it. This is the last of the Mohicans. They represent an old way of life that it's a miracle that it exists in America at all and still exists, and you have to see it before it goes away. This was in 1971. How many more? I mean, if you look at the number of Chabad houses that have grown up all around the world since 1971, it's an amazing thing. So we go to this encounter with Chabad, and the thing was really kind of impressive. They had a math professor there from Princeton. They had a lot of young kids with very high voices singing very passionately. They had people speaking passionately, and it was kind of compelling, and it was interesting. During intermission,